Hello everyone! The time has finally arrived. 'Tis the season for The Crown. I'm so excited for season 4 after season 3. As you are all probably aware, Netflix released their sneak peek of season 4 of The Crown. Now, I have already watched the trailer beforehand because I wanted to have something to offer you in the way of predictions and actually being able to analyze some of the clues. So sorry that this isn't a genuine reaction. Much like last time we watched the Crown trailer, there could be potential spoilers in this video simply because we're dealing with history and we're going to be trying to figure out the clues that are given to us in the sneak peek trailer. Now, if you don't want that ruined for you and you'd rather be surprised, pleasantly or otherwise, then please do not watch this video. I don't want to ruin anything for you. However, if you're like me and you enjoy guessing, please continue with a royal grant. Without further ado, let us continue. Woo! I'm a poet and didn't know it. Oh my gosh, I did it again! Anyway, so let's begin.
Something is important.
Speaking of important, what's interesting about this clip right here is that the Queen is dressed for the Trooping of the Color. I'm going to guess that this is the 1981 parade for the Trooping of the Color, in which there was an assassination attempt on the Queen.
Colonel of the Grenadier Guards. Some little disturbance.
Emphasis on attempt because the man was shooting off blanks, but it does give us a bit of perspective on where we are in the timeline of the season.
As the monarchy.
I'm excited about this in particular because this looks like a hint to one of the Queen's nemesi, a formidable politician that the Queen had a rough relationship with. Probably going to be Margaret Thatcher. In fact, we know it's going to be Margaret Thatcher. I'm excited about that. The last portrayal of Margaret Thatcher that I saw was in The Iron Lady with Meryl Streep, and I thought that was so good. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do with this.
Simply cannot be allowed to fail.
I do have a guess as to what's going on here. That doesn't mean I'm right, and probably not, but it would be pretty interesting if they brought in the Falklands War that started in April of 81. No, 82. It was 82. So in April of 82, there was the Falklands War that was rather controversial at the time and probably still is by some people, but Britain won. Okay, very clearly, this is Lady Diana Spencer. What I'm wondering is if this is her exiting her apartment in London that she lived in from 1979 to 1981, just before her marriage, or if this is one of the palaces that she moved to after her engagement had been announced in 1981. When I saw this clip, it gave me a little bit of the goosebumps. Someone's clawing at my door. You threw off my groove. Why are my videos always interrupted? Anyway, this scene particularly gave me the chills because this is obviously an emotional moment for Princess Diana. It looks like they're hinting at the emotional stress and trauma that Princess Diana went through, which came with not only bulimia and self-harm, but actual suicidal attempts. It's reminiscent to me of a suicide attempt that Princess Diana made at Kensington Palace where she threw her head into a display case. So that kind of gave me a little bit of the shivers. I'm worried they're going to be not just heavy-handed in her mental and emotional disposition, My concern is what respect they're going to give that. There is a lot of emotion behind the memory of Princess Diana all around the world. And the history of her mental disposition and the emotional trauma that she experienced, not just during her marriage, but also before she ever met Prince Charles, was not necessarily something that was widely discussed. Of course, when the Morton book came out, she did elaborate that she basically punishing herself as a side effect of her marriage. However, there have also been numerous documented testimonies, I guess you could say, of people who knew her where she already was experiencing trauma from her childhood long before she ever met Charles. But we're not going to go into all that. My concern is how they're going to go into all of that. In these two shots that we see of Diana, my curiosity is whether or not this is her breakdown at the airport when Prince Charles was going on his Australian tour for 5 weeks. So that caused a bit of a fluff in the media. The only thing that makes me think this isn't the airport is because her outfit doesn't completely match the event of this occasion, but it's indefinitive. And in the other clip, where she is also again riding in a car, if you look in the background, I'm really stretching for this one, you can see there is the red rope like you would see at a theater. This is leading me to guess that this is her and Charles going to the opera. It was one of her first royal duties. They weren't married yet, they were engaged, and this also again was a faux pas for Diana. The royal family do not wear black unless they are in mourning, and she wore a black plunging neckline of a dress.
But the palace did not know in advance about the dress she chose to wear, and by normal royal standards it was fairly revealing.
The firm did not appreciate it. It broke royal protocol, but it did affect Diana deeply and followed her for the rest of her life. In this shot, we see an iconic hat of Princess Diana. Then again, her entire wardrobe is iconic. I do have a bone to pick. If this is the Australian tour of 1983, they kind of got the dress wrong. You can see there's little blue or black polka dots on her dress, and in real life they were white polka dots. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit shell-shocked from season 3 and their inability to portray things accurately. Okay, I'm just gonna... They got the hat right. This looks like the Australian tour of 1983. So thus far what we've seen has potentially been from 1979 to 1983. I'm really eager and excited to see the wedding of Charles and Diana. It really was the wedding of the century. Also, I'm going to be eating my scones with my novelty piece. I mean, don't be jealous. Is this really something I should be excited about? Very clearly, this is her most iconic dress ever, her wedding gown. So this is going to be pretty interesting for the costuming design, whether or not it's going to be accurate. But I mean, it's not like they can't go and look at it. The Queen and Prince Philip were actually very pleased with Charles' choice of bride, and he was really encouraged by one of his role models, Uncle Dickie, aka Lord Mountbatten. So everybody was enamored. And speaking of Lord Mountbatten, it looks really exciting thus far, even just in 30-40 seconds, and I'm hoping we're gonna get a more full-length trailer in the coming month before its actual release on November 15th. So those are some of my predictions. Tell me what some of your guesses are. What do you expect to see in season 4? I really hope you enjoyed this sneak peek review of the season 4 trailer of The Crown, and I'll see you at court on November 15th. Bye!